Welcome to Hardheaded Podcast. We're excited that you've joined us as we have a conversation.
It's time to join the conversation. Welcome to another episode of Hardheaded.
I don't know, you're supposed to be pounding on the table. It kind of makes a noise when everybody's listening.
Does it?
Audio.
Well, at least it's not doing the cricket thing now. When I pound it, and it's not setting off the soundboard.
Different table.
But I'm Matt Amos, your host. With me as always, Chet Sears, Troy Trussell.
Yo.
Today we've got what's on Chet's mind. Our top three category for today is the top three pieces or words of advice for first-time hunters. Troy's going to bring us the good word. So kick it off with Chet. What is on your mind?
Back by popular demand.
Oh, man.
Things I just don't get.
I mean, oh, yay. All right.
That's what our audience is doing right now.
Yay.
Our audience is doing that right now. Like, oh, this is so much fun. I love it.
They've
when Chet
been
does
on
this.
pins and needles.
They've been waiting for this day. One of the things I don't get, emotional support dogs that have to go with people into places where normal dogs can't go, and it's not really a service dog. I don't get it. People, you need to just live life without a dog unless you truly need a service dog. Don't carry around your little schnitzel dog because you need the emotional support. Look, it's either a service dog.
Man, you're making fun of old ladies here. I don't like it.
It's either a service dog or it's not. I'm tired of going into places and seeing all these dogs.
What do you got against dogs, man?
I don't want to see dogs that are lying about themselves being service dogs and they're really not. Happens in airports all the time now.
They have no clue. It's their owner.
Well, they should bite their owner because they know dogs know good people and not good people. They know. So anyway, I don't get it. Quit doing it, people. I don't get. Tell me if this gets you mad. It doesn't get you because you don't live in a neighborhood with all these trash cans everywhere.
Because I don't have legs.
All right, there are people that the trash day, right? There's these trash day people. And I feel that the people that pull their trash cans back immediately after they're dumped feel like they hate people that don't pull their trash cans back immediately after they're dumped. Maybe even wait till the next morning after.
I feel you.
But what I don't get is those same people put out their trash 24 hours earlier than it needs to be. So they violate just as much as the other trash people do, but they do it ahead of the truck instead of after the truck.
Yeah,
I just don't get that. Don't be all pious with your trash cans and putting it out there 24 hours before it gets picked up.
My neighbor does that.
That is
one of my neighbors.
I don't get it.
I don't have that problem. We may put our trash cans out and pick them up a week later.
More power to you, but don't be one of those that's like, I'm putting it out and then I'm going to shun everybody who doesn't take it up immediately.
I don't even pay attention to my neighbor's trash cans. I mind my own business.
Plus or minus. It's not if you're just late, it's a big deal. It's a big deal if you're that early, in my opinion. I don't want to see your trash can on a Thursday if trash pickup is on Friday afternoon. I just shouldn't have to see it. That's what I don't get. Number 3 of things I don't get in today's podcast. Crazy people, city people that show up in the wild and approach wild animals as if nothing's going to happen.
In the wild.
The people
Give me an example. Give me an example.
They had a young girl at Yellowstone whose family walked up to a wild bison. And she got gored.
What were they doing that for?
Because it's like they think they're at a petting zoo when they're in the wild. It's I don't get people like that. Like, how can you be so disconnected from nature to not know that a wild animal is something you can't trust?
Did the child
I don't read the reports after that. I'm just like, I can't believe somebody's so stupid, and I move
like,
on.
Idiot, and move on.
Yeah, because if I read into that, I would think even more poorly of that family and the people that are like this. I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
When I drove through Yellowstone on my way up to Montana, probably 3-4 years ago.
3 years ago.
Was it 3 years ago?
No, 4 years ago.
Not with you.
You and I went up there 3 years ago.
Yeah, so 4 years ago. Or maybe it was that same year.
Hey, move a little bit closer to that microphone while you chew those chips, Troy.
Yeah, they're people with ears. that listen to this podcast
I'm way over here, guys.
and who are on this podcast.
All right.
That may destroy your ability to breathe. Somebody had been mauled by a bear because they just walked up
Yeah.
like, oh, look, a big freaking grizzly bear.
Yeah.
I mean, and they had,
What did it do again?
it got them.
That's why they call them bears.
I mean, there was the ambulance and they were
Yeah.
loading this person. This person got tore up.
Stupid ought to hurt. That's, I just don't
I
get
mean, and
that.
it backed up traffic in Yellowstone for hours.
That's our next T-shirt.
What's that?
Stupid ought to hurt.
That's a maintenance guy I know who said that all the time.
Dude, I love
We
it.
could do it. We could do it. Here's another thing I don't get. We're moving on. We're moving fast. I got so many of them today. People that start a sentence, an answer to a question with yeah, no.
It's a false positive.
I don't get it. Like, quit doing that. There's no reason for you to do that.
No, I'm not going to.
Or it's like, Matt, would you like some water? Yeah, no. Like, don't say yeah. Just say no. Or if you did say yeah, you're like, no, yeah.
I think
No, don't do that. I don't get it when you do that.
I think they answer the Matt. Yeah. Would you
No.
like some water? No.
No, you
There
don't
ain't-
do that. No, the only pertinent question is, do you want water?
Troy.
pretty sure-
I
pretty sure my
actually,
dad does that.
I discussed this
I haven't noticed it from your dad at all.
on this podcast in depth, and the only biblical answers are yes and no.
That's it. Okay.
Not together though.
Not together.
Here's the one that's
Yeah.
burning me up the most that I don't get here lately. I'm in a couple, and I should get out of them. I promise you I should get out of these because I'm in a few of these groups on Facebook. Okay.
I see where this is going, and I've expected this for a long time.
There's a Council Grove group that I'm in.
Oh,
There's a
that's not where I
couple
thought it was
K-State groups that I'm in. There's a Wichita food group that I'm in. And I cannot stand, I don't get this. At what point have we come in human communication to where you don't even type in a full question when you're asking a question? The food group, the words, this is all it'll say. Restaurant for a girls' night out. Not what are some good restaurants for girls' night out? Question mark. It's literally just the words restaurant for a girls' night out. Or best tamales. Just 2 words. Can you put some effort into your question? If you're going to seek information from people in the world,
Don't.
you got to be a little bit more than just best tamales. Like best tamales, fanciest dinner spot. That's all. It's 3 words. Fanciest dinner spot. Not even a question mark.
Stupid ought to hurt.
I mean, that's just the dumbest thing in the world. Anyway, I'm getting fired up and worked up on that one.
I'm with you.
I'll tell you right now, this happened the other day.
That one really doesn't bother me.
I do not go to buffets anymore. I don't even know if there are any buffets other than the salad bar at Jason's Deli.
I went to one today. Same in Nancy's.
Never heard of it.
Lunch buffet at Ameritrust downtown.
Never heard of it. Anyway, the etiquette at buffets. I don't get it. People think, like if there's 2 sides to a buffet and you start on one side, they think that when you come back around, it's like you got free reign to cut in front of anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude. Don't cut in front of
Don't cut in front of anybody. When you switch sides of a buffet, you're starting over. Like you don't get to cut. You gotta come back around and get in line. So if you want that romaine lettuce down the left side, but you want some cheddar cheese that's on the right side, you get your romaine, then you get in line. You don't go cut. I don't get it. People that do that. And then you look at them like, dude, you're cutting. I don't say words. I just give them the look. And then they're like, but I already got salad from the other side. That's what their look is back at me. And I'm like, no, man, you don't know how it works. But clearly they don't. All right, I'll stop with this one right here. No, I got 2 more. This one and 1 more. I don't get, and it's they took it down from your build. No, they didn't. They took the big sign down from your building. But the fill in the blank strong, I don't get it. I know after the Boston marathon bombing, they came out with Boston Strong, but then it's like everywhere there's a disaster, it's
they
whatever
gotta have
disaster
that.
place that is with Strong afterwards. And I'm telling you, I don't get that anymore. It lost its luster. Let's come up with something other than Ruston strong, Wichita strong, Kansas strong, oil and gas strong. It's not all that strong, and not everything can be that strong. Just move on. Find a different slogan. I don't get it.
It's kind of like the "We Are Marshall." Everybody like took that and we are. It's nothing original, Chet.
If you say so. Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, here's the last thing I don't get.
Culture is,
That we have politicians like this.
it is a reflection of our moment and our time, right? And present culture is the way we express how we're feeling about the moment. And we should always find times to express how we feel about the moment that is a reflection of joy, because it comes in the morning.
I don't get that politician. I don't get politicians like this.
Running for re-election in 2026.
I've got a feeling the dead space here because Troy doesn't like dead air. But that's Mitch McConnell just staring blankly at the camera without being able to
Did you hear the
respond.
question, Senator? Running for re-election in 2026?
How old is Mitch?
All right, I'm sorry, you all. We're going to need a minute. Senator. Penny.
Is he the one that had all the brain issues?
He just locks up every now and then.
I wonder if he's vaccinated.
And I don't get
My
politicians like
message
this.
to the CEOs is, it's $74 million, collectively earning that. How many yachts can they need, to water ski behind it? It's just crazy. I don't know.
Who's that guy?
That's John Fetterman. I'm telling you, people.
So you want to know what I don't get?
I don't get why anybody votes for people like that on the Republican side and the Democratic side. I don't get it.
You want to know what I don't get?
What do you don't get?
I don't get that they just relaxed
The dress code.
the dress code for that dude.
That dude right there not only wears sweatpants and shorts, and he's a senator. People voted for that, by the way. Like a majority of people in the state voted for that.
Wow.
I don't. This is we're so partisan that we're gonna elect people that we wouldn't let dogs sit at our house.
Now, granted, if I were ever elected to office, I would be wearing shorts myself, but
They'd be suit shorts.
I would not even suit shorts because that looks stupid.
There's a dude that does it.
I would have.
You say he looks stupid? He's a bilateral.
Yeah, he
amputee.
looks retarded. Just put some pants on. So, but what I would, if you're gonna do shorts, just own it. Get some nice Lulus. Get the Lululemons. Get yourself a button up. Call it good, man. Business casual.
Lululemon's a woman's store. They sell men's clothes at Lululemon,
They do. It's amazing. I found this out too because I lost a bet, and that's how I found it out.
and now you're advertising for them.
I'm just saying they look dressy enough
Okay.
that you can get away with them.
Next thing you know, he's gonna be coloring his hair, man bun.
See, no, my name's not Troy. So, but what I did find out with Lululemon is at one point they had these pants called the ABC pants, which stands for anti-ball crushing. That's literally what the title of their pants are: anti-ball
I
crushing.
literally thought that was a
pants.
woman's store.
It used to be. It started out as one.
So,
Okay.
and that's what I said too. And I said, and the joke that I had for everybody was, well, you know why they can claim that their pants are anti-ball
Because
crushing?
nobody
is
wears ball.
because the dudes that buy them don't have balls.
Yeah.
But then I bought a pair. And granted, I only have one, but it ain't getting crushed.
Actually, met a guy yesterday that had a pair on.
That had one ball?
No, that had a pair of ABC pants on.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were.
I was going to say that'd be an interesting,
I
conversation.
don't get how this conversation got to ball crushing when I wasn't in my.
It's
what's
anti-ball
on my
crushing,
mind.
sir.
I don't know. I just don't. I'm not a big fan of wearing sweatpants outside my house. They're like
They're
pajama
not,
pants.
They're not sweatpants, bro.
But what this
What's
guy,
this, bro?
what looked
Are you
like
in a
this guy
fraternity
had
now?
on.
I don't get.
Did you just pledge to a fraternity,
I did.
bro? Bruh?
Come on,
Hey,
bruh.
I'm South Parking.
Yo,
it,
bruh.
bruh.
Yeah, you just watch Point Break. bruh.
They look like sweatpants.
No, they do not.
Yes, they do.
No, they do not.
Yes, they do. They have a freaking drawstring on them.
No. Those
Dude.
are not anti-ball crushing
Hey,
pants.
here's the thing: if they have drawstrings, they're not.
These
You
are
can't-
button-ups with pleats.
You can't wear drawstrings to Congress. You just can't do it.
No, I don't think you should be able to do that. No.
Okay. All right, if it has drawstrings on it, that'll be the new dress code. Drawstrings. It's a hoodie or sweatpants.
So,
It's out.
Troy, here, you're going to make me try to stand up.
Oh no, you modeling something right now?
These
Oh my gosh.
These are ABC shorts.
Look at you.
They have
Oh,
a
what
button.
are you doing?
They have a zipper.
I don't need to see the button on your pants and the zipper.
The ABC pants
What
just
is
go all the
happening
way
right
down.
now?
What has this come to? This is just a horrible.
took us-
Hashtag Lulu.
It took us 148 episodes, and we finally got Matt
All
to
right.
stand up.
Well, that's all that's on my mind. We gotta stop this right now and go to a commercial break and just reorganize ourselves.
Yeah, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to go to a commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to have our top 3 advice for hunters.
First-time hunters.
First-time hunters. At Admiral's Pennant, our mission is to offer the latest and refined, high-quality masculine products and services to the modern gentleman, as well as provide him with the tools and products necessary to look, act, and feel confident in his appearance and social interactions. Check it out at admiralspennant.com. Without it, you might as well shave. And we're back with our top 3 pieces of advice for first-time hunters. Troy,
Number 1, don't buy ABC pants.
you can hunt in them. I have. They're super comfortable.
All right, am I going first?
I just said, Troy, kick it off.
Yeah. That means you're going first.
All right, number 3, please dial in your weapon before you ever go hunting, whether it be your gun or your bow.
Or your bow.
That's right.
3-shot.
Shut up. I'm getting to that one.
Are you sure that it was not dialed in? Or
He just can't shoot.
Number 2,
Practice?
can I tell you a story about dialing in your weapon? Is it okay?
yeah,
Can
go
we do
ahead.
that?
Yeah, sure.
One of the funniest things that ever happened with my dad was when he moved up here. So, you know, you had all his stuff, you know, got put in the truck and brought up and store, you know, just getting handled. And we're getting ready for deer season. And he's like, hey, I got to go sight this rifle in. He's like, it's always been good, but let's go sight it in just to make sure we've been through the move. Then we go to the bullet stop, which is here in town. They have a 100-yard indoor range. And it says on a sign, if you're sighting in a rifle, please do it at 25 yards and then go out to 100 once you know you're close at 25. And so my dad's like, send it on down there. And I'm like, I stop it at 25. And this is one of those where he's like got the bench rest up. He's on there with the rifle. And I stop it. And he kind of does the whole, like, what are you doing? Look up kind of thing. Like, what are you doing, son? And I was like, Dad. And I pointed to the sign. And he's like, send it. Like, listen here.
Don't
boy.
play with me, boy.
Listen here, boy. And I'm like, all right. You know, my brother-in-law, Joel's there. And I'm like, okay. And so we go down there. And sure enough, he bears down on that thing. And he's like, pow. And I promise you, I saw sparks fall from the ceiling. Like, sparks. And I was like, oh, my gosh, he just he's way off. And I was like, Joel, you know, and so Dad's like, you know, bring it on back. And he's coming on back with it, and nothing on the paper, like nothing there. And he's like, what happened? And I'm like, Dad, you hit the ceiling. You're way off. He's like, I'm not that far off. Send it back out there. I'm like, I'm not going past 25. Like, you said, you put it at 25. So we stop at 25, and it's your normal. It wasn't like a body silhouette. It was just normal, you know, bullseye target, but it's, you know, probably 3 feet or 2 feet. And he aims at the bottom of that. I said, you were high. And he's like, oh, are you sure? I'm like, dude, you hit the ceiling high. And so he put that thing at the bottom of the paper, and it almost hit the bracket that was holding that thing on, which cracked me up. So
2 feet high at 100.
not only do you sight it in before you go hunting, you should do the 25-yard sight in before you send it out to 100.
There you
on
go.
there. And then what happened, one of his scope mounts broke in the move. And that scope was so far off. It cracked me up, though.
Wow.
Sparks from the ceiling. And my dad, having no pride whatsoever, we went out to eat and bumped into a buddy of mine, and we were talking, and he's like, oh, you won't believe, I just went to the gun range. I shot a hole in their ceiling. You know, he's just like, you know, no concern whatsoever. Cracked me up.
That's awesome. Number 2, bring enough ammo.
And
Arrows.
You don't want to run out.
Wouldn't arrows be considered?
No.
No.
Well, I guess you're right. Bring enough arrows and ammo and anything you're using to kill the animal with.
Yes. Why, Troy?
Because you may run out.
And then what do you do?
Then you got to knife them.
You got to crawl. Oh, no.
Or you go get your one arrow.
You retrieve your arrow, and if you're Troy, you shoot it again, and you shoot it in the guts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you need to go back a few 100 episodes and listen to that story.
And you'll never live it down if you do that.
No, you should never live it down. It's good fun. Good fun.
Still, I don't think I could knife one.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do, man.
I mean, if it came down to it, if I was hungry enough, probably.
I've done it.
But
I've
I know.
done it.
What do you mean if you were hungry enough? I mean, the dude before deer sitting down there.
Somebody put me out of my misery.
Please just kill me. Like,
Dude,
I see you have a knife, sir. Stick it in me, please.
Exciting news.
Oh, no, let me retrieve my arrow and then make it worse.
Exciting news to hard-headed listeners. One of many top 3 lists to go, top 3 war movies or something along those lines. Matt mentioned one of the best series out there is The Pacific, which is a sister or a companion to the Band of Brothers, which was in the European theater of World War II. The Pacific is a very similar show following the first Marine division in the Pacific. Guadalcanal is where. So I'm watching this, and because I'm excited, like you talked about it so good. Now it's on Netflix. It just came out.
Have you never seen it?
Never seen the whole thing. I've seen clips,
Oh, okay.
but so I'm watching the whole thing through, and I'm on episode 2, I believe. There's a situation where there's like one Japanese soldier left, and he is out of ammo or whatever, and you got all these Marines lined up on this riverbank, and they're just shooting at him to make fun of him. Like, yeah, you're gonna die, but we're not gonna kill you right now. And he's just like, yelling in Japanese, like, go ahead and kill me. I'm ready to die. But they're just torturing this dude. And then they start, shooting flesh wounds in his arm and all that kind of stuff. And while I was watching that, I was thinking, that's probably what that deer felt like with Troy. Just kill me already. Just end this.
He's in the stand just taunting me.
Yeah, it's like, he's walking by me to shoot me with the same arrow.
If he could cry, he would be, ah! That's what he would be doing.
Anyway.
Yeah. Number 1, bring enough snacks. What do y'all got next?
Oh, he's done. See how quickly he did that? What do you got? I'm bringing snacks.
Here's the thing. That could keep you in the stand a lot longer than if you didn't have any. And if you're hunting with kids, oh my gosh, have snacks. That's what I always say.
Yep.
All right, Matt, what you got?
I'm running this show. Chet, what do you got?
I'm just going to defer to you, Matt, and let you
go. Number 3, don't buy gear.
Ooh.
Don't buy anything until you figure out on that first trip. Get with somebody and say, hey, what do you think I need to bring? Borrow it if you can until you find out what you really need, and then go buy that. You don't need the Sitkas, you don't need the Cryptex, you don't need any of that. People have been killing deer for years
Ever.
in a thick flannel.
Yep.
With a pair of tan pants.
Yeah.
Or blue jeans,
or some ABCs.
The ABC pants. I mean, they're not going to be warm enough. I can guarantee you that, but you can move.
Yeah.
If it's a warm weather hunt, heck yeah, wear those things because they also don't hold sweat. But yeah, don't buy anything right up front until you figure out if it's something that you're really going to get into and really going to be passionate about. Don't go spending a bunch of money on gear. You don't need it. Number 2, find a mentor. Find somebody that you can borrow that gear from. Find somebody that knows what they're doing, and doesn't just talk about it. Somebody that you can ask questions to, who has a wealth of knowledge about the subject. So like, hey, what shot should I use, or what ammo should I bring, or hey, I'm looking to get a little bit more serious. What caliber do you think I should use? But just somebody that knows what they're talking about when it comes to hunting. And that goes along with number 1. Do not ever ask any question for any reason in any social media group, hunting group, ever at all. One, the simplest question, like, hey, where's everybody seeing doves? We'll get you lambasted worse than anything that you could ever imagine. And people are going to question your.
I didn't think about this, but you are so right. You are so right.
Like, they will tear you up rather than help you out. They will go out and do your own scouting. Like, that's what I'm trying to do, man. I'm asking you where, hey, if you're not seeing anybody here, it's not like, you're this.
I didn't ask for GPS coordinates.
This 300-acre sunflower field is not going to hold more than one hunter.
Yeah.
Give me a break. It's 300 acres. You can probably fit 30 in there, but do not ask any questions on any social media, hunting groups whatsoever. They are absolutely worthless. The only people in there are going to be there to tear you down, which goes back to number 2. Find an actual mentor that you can talk to ask questions from, instead of trying to get involved with those stupid things. Because it doesn't matter if you hop on to even if you're a mentor and you see somebody ask a question on there and you give a piece of advice, somebody's come back and say that you're retarded and you don't know what you're talking about and question your manhood and call your kids stupid.
Crazy.
Call your wife fat.
Yeah.
All because you said, I think it's a good idea to wear gloves when it's cold.
All right.
No Facebook groups ever.
I'm with you. That's awesome. I didn't think of that at all, but that's a stay away from the Facebook and social media. All right, Matt, give me a high five.
Okay.
You know why? My number 3, wait before you invest in gear.
There you go.
Don't go buy things. Do not go buy things. If you are just getting into hunting, you find people like the mentor that Matt mentioned. They are happy to lend you stuff. If you've been hunting for a while, or if you, in my situation, you took your kids hunting, your kids in college now, you typically have leftover gear, extra gear that they are more than willing to share with you. Extra guns, maybe. I don't have any guns, unfortunately. They just don't have any. ATF, I'm sorry. Got rid of them all. But if you happen to have some extra guns, don't go invest in all that kind of stuff. And then when you do start to invest in the things that matter the most, like a good firearm first. I don't go out and buy expensive camo. Don't go out and buy a bunch of decoys, all that kind of stuff. Get your own gun, because then you have a foundation to start from. Then you start building up. But do not invest in anything from other than licenses. Just buy your license and then work with the network that you have to go. Number 2, research, and don't be afraid to ask questions with the people that you're going with. It's okay, and especially around the safety things. Don't feel that it's unmanly to say, hey, we're about to cross the fence. Am I supposed to unload my gun? Ask those questions. Ask questions about what's the best way to double check to make sure your safety's on. Ask questions of, how do I unload the gun? You taught me how to load it when we got out here, but now that I have a loaded gun and it's time to go back in, what's the best way to unload the gun? And don't be afraid. And I would just go ahead and say, if I'm doing something wrong, go ahead and tell me what I'm doing wrong. I give you license to say anything, because a lot of times men, like golf, I'm not going to tell you how to improve your swing unless you ask. And they carry that same attitude into the field, where I just don't want to say anything about, such and such. If they ask, I'd be happy to tell them, but I don't want them to feel bad, like they don't know something. So go out there with I'm here to learn. I need to ask questions. What am I doing? Why are we looking in this direction instead of the other direction? All those kinds of things. Important. And then number 1, Matt's was find a mentor. Mine is go with someone you know. So kind of similar. So I mean, we're pretty close on this all around, all the way around. Other than your social media thing, which I think was really good. But there are people out there that would love to get you engaged in a hunting sport. Find them, learn from them. Support whatever they need, and be generous with, bringing breakfast to the blind. Like, if you don't have any gear, you don't have anything else, show up on time and bring food. And if the food's going to keep you from showing up on time, don't do that.
McDonald's is always open.
The burritos, man.
Those
the
burritos
breakfast
were
burritos.
clutch.
And you get in a duck blind on a cold morning, you got some burritos tucked away in your bag, man, that gives you some energy. So,
or what we brought that box of honey buns at one goose hunt.
Yep. Honey buns are awesome.
Yeah, they are
awesome hunting food. So anyway, go with someone you know.
And I have one thing to add on to Chet's. I don't have any guns. ATF. When you have to lie about having guns, it may be time to use them.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
I can't stand the people that say, "Oh yeah, I lost my guns in a boating accident." I got all my guns. I don't care. I'd come and get them.
What makes you think I ever had guns?
Chet, GPT, please. It's all over the webs, sir. It's on film.
Oh, ooh. I borrowed those. Rentals.
You rented them?
Rentals.
Well, let's kick it over to Troy, who's going to bring us a good word out of Galatians.
That's correct. Galatians 2:20.
You had the good book open there, sir.
The good word today is faith. And this is my favorite verse, Galatians 2:20. I've been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. In the life I now live in the flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God who loved me and gave himself up for me. It's a good reminder just to know that I don't live for myself anymore, and the old has died, and the new is all in Christ. And so if I know that I live for him and that my past is not looked upon, and I'm not going to be condemned because of my past sins or anything. It's just a good reminder, and I have faith in that Christ lives within me, and I can be strengthened by that. So
that's good stuff. That's a great verse and a good reminder. Yeah, when you don't need to put yourself before anything.
Yeah,
you're dead.
And I mean, that's our biggest, where does sin come from? It comes from selfishness. And if we can remember that we're not living for ourselves, we're living for Christ, and our sin died on that cross with him, then yeah, it's just a good reminder. Have faith in that. So that's it.
All right. Thanks for the good word, Troy. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening to the Hardheaded Podcast. Don't forget to share this podcast with others to help us get the word out.
Also, if you haven't yet, please rate and review the show. This helps our podcast show up in other people's suggested shows that may or may not have listened to us before.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.